Hey y'all, welcome to the Filling Station. It's a new day, another opportunity to either make money in the market or to just learn from the market. But let me go ahead and give my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth. And yes, the stock market is just one of those avenues. So this video is for educational purposes only. With that being said, y'all, let's get started. Now, I normally start off with looking at the VIX, but today I'm going to start with looking at Bitcoin. And I normally don't look at cryptocurrency on this channel, but Bitcoin has made a move that, yeah, we kind of knew was coming, or we could see possibly, let's say that, right? So we were expecting a move from Bitcoin, let's say that, right? So let's see here how Bitcoin broke out of a gathering spot is what I like to say here. It broke out of this gathering spot only to come up, right? We found our rejection place here at the 72,156, broke through that only to come up, have a little trouble here at this 74,527. That was an area of resistance for us after, we were having trouble here, came up, came back down, only to come back to this area here. So this 75 area, it's not a surprising place. What's interesting is Bitcoin is still just trading in a zone, in my opinion. So again, it wouldn't surprise me if we break under this 20 EMA at 74,299. We could very well come back to this level of where the ATR trail and stop at the 72,420. So it wouldn't surprise me to see Bitcoin back in this area, and only to, can we keep climbing? Absolutely. But keep in mind, y'all, what goes up eventually comes down. So do not get caught up in the it's up type thing, right? So we are now looking at the VIX, and as you can see, the VIX came down and hit. We came down, and we're finding support here at the 1563 level, Now, I always say, y'all, where are the trouble places, right? So to the upside, getting back above the 5 EMA, we could possibly have trouble here at the 1586. Let's see. 1580 is the support area. 1586 is going to be a trouble place. 1601 is going to be a trouble place. 1609, 1618, 1641, 1655. Those are going to be trouble places for the VIX back to the upside. There we are. I was trying to get that done. So if we break above the 1641, 1655, 1662, again at 1668. If we break the 1668, we have an ATR trail and stop. That's forming here at the 1694 area. So we definitely need to watch this area if we should break back to the upside for the VIX. Now to the downside, if we break under this level of 1563, we can come back to the 1542 area or the 1536. That can be support for us. If we lose that support at 1536, we can come back to 1489 and again at 1478. So those are going to be support places and resistance areas for the VIX. Again, normally when the VIX is down, the SPY is up, but yesterday I noticed something with the SPY that just wasn't, it let me know that there was going to be a move based on the pattern that I was seeing, right? So looking at the SPY as of right now, I always try to say where are the trouble places, and I go normally by identifying my gathering spot. SPY closed, let's say that first at 576.70. We made a pre-market high of 590.71. Only to, we're having trouble in this area. It's a lot of wicks in this area, so it tells me that this is a trouble place for the SPY. So we're already up a lot, and so there's going to be a gap to the downside that needs to be filled. Not saying that can happen today, right? So as of right now, pre-market support for the SPY is at 588.92. Resistance is at 590.16. So where are the trouble places? We can continue climbing, let's say that, or back to the downside under 588.92. We could possibly find support at 587.83. Again, at this 20 EMA around the 587.33 area. If we should lose that area, just know, let's see, I would say under the 586.02, we could possibly have trouble. 585.74, 585.56, 585.29, 585.06, 584.0. 584.90. So let's say we break all of this area down to the ATR trail and stuff, because that's a lot of support, right? So 584.29. If by chance we break under the 584.29 or the 584.15 area, just know that we can come back to 583.40 43. And what's interesting about that 583 area is going to the 4 o'clock candle, which is here for the SPY, right? So price went up, we came down to this level of the 583. The low of this candle is 583, so it would not surprise me, I'm going to say that, to see the SPY back at this 583 area. Why? Because this is, again, our 4 o'clock candle. We've been trading in the zone here. However, something stopped the SPY in this area. So if you trade the SPY today, I would definitely watch that 583 area. Again, it was a gathering spot here, as we see here, a previous gathering spot for us. As you see, price came down to this area. So again, coming out of this gathering spot, it would not surprise me to see us back in this zone. So if you trade the SPY today, y'all, I always say trade carefully. Now, Tesla is Tesla. Tesla closed at 581.44. We are up pre-market 589.99. And as you can see, I had a gap fill here in this area. I'm not sure as to when. I just know I had the white dots on my charts. Lets me know that there's a gap that needs to be filled. That gap was at the 580.84 up to the 589.73. There was a gap. And as you see now, Tesla has filled that gap. So what's next for Tesla? Keep in mind, we are up almost $30-something, almost pre-market, $20-something, $29, $27 pre-market. Just keep in mind, we are having trouble at this 5 EMA. So if we lose this area of support, we could possibly have trouble here at the 280.84. If we lose that area, 274.84. If we lose that, 273.42, which is right where this 20 EMA is. If we should lose that, 270.74. Under that, 269.35. Under that, we could possibly find support at 267.54. If we should lose that, there's a lot of support for Tesla to the downside. 266.54, 265.66, 264.58, 263.60. If we should lose that 263.60, the 200 EMA as of right now is at 261.86. If we should lose that, I would definitely watch the 258.22. Just keep in mind, we closed at 251. It would not surprise me at some point to see us back in this gathering spot. As you can see, Tesla was trading in this zone, and Tesla normally exceeds its ATR for the day. I need to say that. So if you trade Tesla, those are trouble places to the downside. Now, to the upside, we would definitely need to get back above the 283.20, and if we should break that, 285.74. If we should break that level, 288.49 could be a trouble place, and again at the 289.73. And if we break that, 293.50 are the places for resistance or to the upside that I would definitely watch Tesla. Again, y'all, anything is possible. Nothing is guaranteed. Let's look at Apple today just to see where we are. And yesterday we noticed that Apple was trading in a zone, right? So this was the zone that we were trading in. Apple came up and made a high here of 226.90. And as you can see, we have resistance marked at 227.17. So we kind of got stopped out here around the 226.63 is where I had marked. 263.90 is the high, came off of that. This is our 4 o'clock candle. We're coming off of that to the downside, finding support, right? So as of now, where are the trouble places for Apple? 224.59 is a support area. That's where price is right now. So we should, going back to the upside, we would need to get back above 224.04. 224.94, and if we should break that level, just know 225, let's say around 225.13 is going to be a trouble place. And if we should break that, 225.43, if we break the 225.43, that's right where the 200 EMA is. We could very well come back to 225.88, and if we break that level, 226.62, 226.62, if we should break that, we can come back and retest the 226.90, and again here at 227.16. So if you trade Apple today, those are trouble places to the upside. Now, to the downside for Apple, again, this was our zone here, so I would definitely watch 224.31. If we should lose that level, 224, and if we lose that, 223.81. If we lose that, 223.52, and if we should lose that area, 223.35, I would definitely watch that. If we lose the 223.35 area, 223.01 could possibly be a support area for us for Apple. Now, if we should break that, 222.59 is another support area or area I would definitely watch. And if we should break that level, I would watch the 222 for Apple. Apple Yes, it's been moving in a very different place, right? So in the market today is going to be very interesting, y'all. I say trade carefully because just because you think, when it's up does not mean it cannot come down, or it can continue climbing. That's why it's important to mark your levels of support and your resistance and always know where your trouble places are, right? So we are now looking at NVDA. And NVIDIA has been trading in this zone here, right? So from this area to this area, or from this area to this area was our area. So as of now, this is our 4 o'clock candle. We we tried to break past this 142.42. We got up to 142.49, only to get rejected, right? So we come off of that, found some support, bounced back to the upside here. So where are the trouble places? As of now, our support area is here at the 141.42. If we should break that level, 141.78 is another trouble place. If we should break that level, 142.21 is going to be a trouble place. If we should break that, 142.42 could be a trouble place. And if we should break that, 142, let's say 142.90. If we break the 142.90, 143.32 could possibly be a trouble place for NVIDIA. So I would definitely watch those places to the upside for NVIDIA. Now to the downside, considering we closed at 139.91 and we're at the 140 area, we could very well come back to the downside. It would not surprise me to see the market cool off just a little bit, but again, anything is possible. Nothing is guaranteed, right? So under the 140.92, we could possibly find support at 140.68, again at 140.38, 140.08, which is right where this ATR trailing stop is at the 140. I would definitely watch that area. 139.72, we can find support there, or 139.52 could be a support area for NVIDIA. If we should lose that 139.12, and if we lose the 139.12 area, we could very well come back to a previous gathering spot or the 200 EMA at the 138.49 area. So if you trade NVIDIA today, these are trouble places to the upside and to the downside. Again, I say it often, y'all, anything is possible, nothing is guaranteed, and once it goes against your why, get out, live to trade another day, right? So again, we're back at the SPY just to see where we are. Just keep in mind we are gapped up today. There's going to be a gap to the downside. Tesla is gapped up today. There's going to be a gap that needs to be filled to the downside. Bitcoin is up today. Everything seems to be gapped up today because of the election, but keep in mind, trade carefully, right? So again, I hope these videos are very, very helpful. I hope that everyone have a very profitable and a very, very productive day today. If you could please like, share, comment, and subscribe, because we learn and we grow together. So until next time, y'all, be blessed as well as a blessing unto others.